Deep in the sparkling blue of Sparklefin Reef, the most colorful home in the ocean, lived Captain Coral. This magical reef was a place where every corner shimmered with life, and the water danced with sunlight. Fish of every color darted between waving seaweed, and the coral glowed in shades of pink, orange, and purple. It was a world full of laughter, adventure, and friendship, hidden beneath the waves.
Captain Coral, brave, tiny, and with a heart as big as the sea. She might have been one of the smallest fish in the reef, but her courage was legendary. Whenever there was trouble, Captain Coral was the first to swim toward it, never away. She believed that even the tiniest fish could make the biggest difference, and she inspired everyone around her to be their best selves. Her scales shimmered like rainbows, sparkling with every color you could imagine. When she swam by, the whole reef seemed to light up, and the other sea creatures would stop and stare in awe. Some said her scales were a gift from the ocean itself, a sign that she was meant to do great things.
Her job? Keep everyone in the reef happy and safe. Captain Coral was always on the lookout for anyone who needed help, whether it was a lost crab, a tangled octopus, or a shy shrimp who needed a friend. She made sure every creature felt welcome and cared for, and she loved bringing everyone together for fun and games. Every morning, she'd zip through the seaweed, shouting, "Hooray for the reef!" Her energy was contagious, and soon all the fish would join in, turning the reef into a place of celebration. Captain Coral believed that starting the day with joy made the whole ocean a little brighter.
And she had the best crew. Sheldon the shiny shellfish, Puffy the pufferfish, and Squiggles the squid. Each one brought something special to the team. Sheldon was clever and quick-thinking, Puffy was always ready to lend a helping fin, and Squiggles could squeeze into the tiniest spaces to solve any problem. Together, they made an unstoppable team. Together, they were the Reef Rescue Team. Whenever the reef needed help, they were there in a flash, ready to solve any problem, big or small. From rescuing baby turtles to cleaning up the coral, no challenge was too great for this brave bunch.
Captain Coral promised to always protect her amazing home. She knew that Sparklefin Reef was a treasure, and she would do everything she could to keep it safe, happy, and full of wonder for everyone who lived there. And so, every day, the adventure began anew, with Captain Coral leading the way. One morning, Captain Coral noticed something terrible. A patch of coral had turned dull, sad gray.
The color was gone. The fish looked droopy and sad.
The water felt heavy. The grayness was spreading.
What's happening? The coral is sick.
A little shrimp cried. The coral is losing its color because the water's too warm. It's called coral bleaching.
Oh dear, this is not good at all.
Not Sparklefin Reef! We have to help!
Captain Coral's heart raced. We have to bring the color back, but how? Captain Coral paced back and forth along the sandy ocean floor, his brow furrowed in deep thought. The usually bright and bubbly leader of the reef looked more serious than ever, his mind swirling with ideas and worries. All around him, the coral seemed duller, the water a little less sparkly, and the sea creatures moved slowly, weighed down by a heavy gray sadness that had settled over their home. How do you fight a big gray sadness? It wasn't like battling a sea monster or outswimming a hungry shark. This was a gloom that crept into every corner, making even the brightest shells look dull. Captain Coral knew he needed something extraordinary, something that would make everyone laugh, dance, and remember how wonderful their reef could be.
We need a plan, a super silly plan. Not just any plan, but one so wild and wacky that the sadness wouldn't stand a chance. Let's gather everyone and brainstorm the silliest, happiest ideas we can think of. Maybe we can turn the whole reef upside down with fun.
Suddenly, Captain Coral's eyes lit up. He spun around and shouted, "We'll throw the silliest, most colorful party the ocean's ever seen." His voice echoed through the water, and for a moment, the gloom seemed to pause, curious about what would happen next. The idea was so unexpected, so full of joy, that even the shyest sea creatures peeked out from their hiding spots.
A party? To cheer up the coral? That's bonkers. And perfect! Who could stay sad with music, dancing, and silly games swirling through the water? Let's make it the most unforgettable celebration ever, with everyone joining in, from the tiniest shrimp to the grandest whale.
Squiggles, the octopus, volunteered to decorate, using her 8 arms to hang streamers made of seaweed and shells. She twisted and twirled, turning the coral into a magical party palace. Every nook and cranny sparkled with her creative touch. Puffy the pufferfish puffed up big and round, floating above the crowd like a living party balloon. He wobbled and bobbed, making everyone giggle as he drifted by, his cheeks rosy with excitement. Sheldon the sea turtle brought out his collection of glowing shells, stringing them up to create a rainbow of lights. The whole reef shimmered with color, chasing away the shadows and making the water dance with brightness.
We'll use our special talents. Operation Giggles and Glimmer is a go. Everyone has something unique to share. Maybe a funny dance, a silly song, or a dazzling light show. Together, we'll make the reef sparkle with laughter and joy.
First, the team got to work cleaning up the yucky stuff. Old seaweed, bits of trash, and anything that made the coral frown. Then, they tickled the coral with gentle brushes and soft bubbles, making it giggle and glow. Finally, they shined their brightest lights, chasing away every last bit of gloom.
Let's do it! With everyone working together, there's nothing we can't fix. The reef will be happier and brighter than ever before.
Reef Rescue Team, go. Let's show the ocean what a little teamwork and a lot of silliness can do.
The friends cheered, their voices bubbling up through the water, ready for their mission. With hope in their hearts and laughter on their lips, they set out to turn the tide and bring joy back to their underwater world. First up, Squiggles the squid and his tickle-tackle.
Ready, Captain?
Go get him, Squiggles!
Squiggles wiggled all 8 arms, tickling the sad coral. At first, nothing happened.
Maybe my tickles aren't tickly enough.
Try the super special 8-armed wiggle jiggle tickle.
Squiggles tried again. Wiggle giggle! Suddenly a tiny speck of yellow appeared.
Look, it's working.
The tickles are working!
More yellow dots popped up. The coral looked friendlier. Squiggles learned that even silly actions can help when you do them with heart. The tickle-tackle was a success. Next, Puffy the pufferfish.
All right, Puffy, blow the gloom away!
Puffy power, activate.
Puffy puffed up, spun around, and created a gentle current. The gloomy water drifted away.
Go, Puffy, go!
The yellow dots on the coral glowed brighter in the clean water. With one last spin, Puffy cleared the water and deflated, tired but proud.
You were amazing, Puffy!
The reef felt fresher thanks to Puffy's special talent. Last up, Sheldon the shellfish. Sheldon was always a little shy, hiding behind the rocks and peeking out only when he thought no one was looking. But today, something special was about to happen. The whole underwater world was buzzing with excitement, and all eyes were on Sheldon as he slowly made his way to the center of the coral stage.
Time to shine, Sheldon! We believe in you! The sea friends cheered, their voices echoing through the water, filling Sheldon with a mix of nerves and excitement. Even the tiniest fish waved their fins, hoping to give Sheldon a boost of courage.
But my shell is just shiny. It doesn't do tricks or make music. What if it's not special enough? Sheldon whispered, his voice barely a bubble in the water. He looked down, wishing he could hide his sparkling shell from everyone's gaze.
Captain Coral smiled warmly. Your shell is exactly what we need, she said, her voice full of kindness. Sometimes the things that make us different are the things that make us shine the brightest. Trust yourself, Sheldon. Let's see what your shell can do. Gathering his courage, Sheldon crawled onto a rock, searching for the perfect angle. He took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of the sun above. Then, bling! A brilliant beam of sunlight bounced off his shell, shooting across the reef and landing right on the coral. The coral began to glow, sparkling with new life.
Ooh! S1! Ooh! The sea creatures gasped in amazement, their eyes wide with wonder. No one had ever seen anything like it before. The light danced and sparkled, making the whole reef look magical.
Sheldon made the light dance, chasing away the gray shadows that had been hiding in the corners of the reef. Everywhere the light touched, colors grew brighter and smiles grew wider. The underwater world felt alive again, all thanks to Sheldon's shiny shell. The yellow dots grew and connected, turning the coral sunshine yellow. The reef glowed with happiness, and the sea creatures danced around, celebrating the return of color and light. Sheldon was no longer shy. He was a dazzling hero. He realized that being himself was more than enough, and that his shiny shell had saved the day.
You did it, Sheldon! We're so proud of you! The cheers echoed through the water, and Sheldon beamed with pride, his shell sparkling brighter than ever.
The big gray sadness was almost gone, replaced by laughter, light, and the shimmering hope that comes from believing in yourself and letting your true colors shine. The next morning, the reef glowed with vibrant yellow. The sadness was finally gone.
Hooray, S5, we did it, everyone.
The party worked. Each friend used their special talent and together they saved their home.
Thank you, Tickle Tackle Team.
Thank you, Puffy Power.
Thank you, Shiny Surprise.
The reef was a family, and helping each other made it even stronger.
Hooray for friends!
And this time the whole reef shouted together, "Hooray!"